Hey guys, what's up? Shin0555 here. Happy Halloween, everybody. It is Halloween. Halloween landed on a Tuesday, so I'm able to stream a little bit. So happy Spook Day. I hope everybody's excited. And yeah, we're just doing a special stream. So, what's up, everybody? I think I'm gonna keep Pumpkin Hill playing in the background here, just because it's spooky. And plus, I don't think there's actually, like, music to the game we're going to play. So I'm actually going to video capture device. I'm actually going to put this down a little bit more. Gotta remember to put that back for the next stream. Oh, hey, Sir Hedgelord, what's up? Happy Halloween. Thanks for stopping by, man. Always appreciate it. I hope you're having a good spooky day. So, anyway, today we are playing a very special game, very scary. We are going to be playing, God, I gotta, like, clear my throat. Oh, so happy I did that on the mic. Okay, there is a little bit, turn that down a little bit, goddamn. Little bit of music. I don't think the actual game has music, but what we're actually playing is the GBA version of Silent Hill. It's called Silent Hill: The Play Novel, and it's basically what it says. It's a visual novel GBA version of Silent Hill that came out in 2001. So we're just gonna skip that pre-rendered cutscene. And I'm thinking, like, what is more... that was, like, my test file, so we'll start on number 1. And what is more scary than reading out loud in public? Nothing. So we got Silent Hill. And this is pretty much the whole game. Is just, this. You get a still shot of, like... some of the pre-rendered, like, FMVs and some pre-rendered gameplay, and then just text. That's all this game is. Simply terrifying, really, when you think about it. So, yeah, we're going to be playing that. Also, I'd like to give a shout-out to Spike. I don't know if I could say the name of the website. Not that it's bad, but it's like a ROM website, so I don't want to, like, say it. But thank you, Spike. For those who are in the know, for this fan translation, because this is actually a Japanese-only game that some awesome people translated into English. So it's super cool. All right, so I guess let's start reading. It's been a while since I have taken a vacation. I'm driving in my Jeep, heading towards the quiet resort town of Silent Hill. The sound of the engine... I'll wait for all the text to come down. Reverberates in the darkness. Due to some slight car troubles earlier, it has become late. Oh, it has become this late. I guess the game does have a little bit of music. I am Harry Mason. I am a run-of-the-mill writer. Her eyes closed, Cheryl sleeps peacefully in the passenger seat. Cheryl's my daughter. She is cheerful and lively, and the occasional carefree smile makes me feel happy. Okay, that's definitely not good English right there. I'm gonna read that out word for word. Occasional carefree smile she shows me makes me feel happy. Okay, no, that doesn't make sense. Again, reading out loud. The most terrifying thing to do. What is the... Wait, there's something Well, if you know the site, like the guy that runs the site is named Spike, but I don't want to say the website because it's a ROM website, and that sometimes gets, like, videos taken down. Like a ROM website where you, like, download, like, game ROMs and stuff. So I don't want to say the name of the site just to avoid any trouble or whatever, but it's an awesome website. If you guys want to know about it, just hit me up on Twitter. Okay, what's the next one? I don't have very many relationships with people because of what I do for a living, so Cheryl's existence has become irreplaceable to me. Cheryl was very much looking forward to this trip. Although paved, this is still very much a mountain road. At this hour, there's little reason for any other drivers to be about. I push in the accelerator. There's no light off the darkness. I can depend only on my headlights. That sucks. I hate driving like in pitch blackness. It's just like, because like when you're driving in pitch blackness, it's just like I'm just waiting for someone just to appear. And it's just like, well, I only have until like the light, like my headlights range to stop the car. Even if I stop on frame 1, you're getting hit with a car. That's all I'm saying. Lights reflect off the rear view mirror. It's a motorcycle. There's a motorcycle heading towards the same destination as we are at the traffic speed. At this late hour, with the roar of the motorcycle effortlessly passing by the side of my Jeep. The seal of the police. Perhaps there's been an accident or something, but I don't recall hearing about an accident or anything on the radio. I'm still getting over like a sinus infection, so my throat. So reading out loud is like, oh, I'm getting like crap in my throat. Cheryl is sleeping. A child should not be awake at this hour. I wonder if what she's dreaming about. I wonder if she's dreaming about something. Tomorrow I have planned to take her to the amusement park. Maybe she's dreaming about riding the merry-go-round. I glance over at Cheryl's sleeping face and then return my eyes forward. Lying in the area, the road almost appears to be bleached from the darkness as it moves towards me. Huh? Something enters my field of view. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, wait, never mind. You see the motorcycle first. That's right. The motorcycle from just before is lying on the side of the shoulder of the road. No doubt about it, it's the same motorcycle that just passed me. There's no sign of the driver. It looks like the driver's into the surface of the rocks by the side of the road while trying to avoid some kind of So did Sybil also see... Oh, who did she see? Isn't it like older Cheryl? Like in the road? Did she see that too and crash before? That's creepy. Some kind of obstacle and thrust that part of the motorcycle has been destroyed. Carefully, I check the way in which my vehicle is heading. However, I don't see anything that could be an obstacle to my advance in the area that's illuminated by the headlights. A strange atmosphere creeps in around me. The radio receptions become erratic. Perhaps I should turn back, but my foot presently pushes down the accelerator with no intent of letting off. You can no longer turn back now. Something murmurs within me. Please increase your speed some more. Something murders... Ooh. Ooh. Damn, hope you get better soon. Oh, yeah, no worries. Now, I've been, like, better for, like, the past couple days, but it's, like, every, like, my sinuses still keep, like, I don't know, is there a word for, like, producing mucus? So it's just, like, I'll blow my nose, and, like, a half an hour later, it's like, oh, I gotta blow my nose again. And if I'm talking too much, like, crap gets stuck on my throat. Not fun. Okay, let's get back to the story. Cheryl's eyes are closed. She is dreaming. I know that I should be awake. But what is this uneasy feeling? I feel as if my body's not totally my own. Like someone or something strange or some strange being that's not me is controlling me, like I'm floating. My eyelids are heavy as the steering wheel leaves my hands. It creates the illusion of setting the course on its own, freezing cold, uneasy, almost like being ready to fall asleep. I'm just barely conscious, and now I'm at my limit to maintain even that. Ah! Oh! Yeah, isn't this like older Cheryl? So I wonder if Sybil saw this too, and that's what made her like go off the edge. When I saw a human figure in the road, I cut the wheel hard, and then there was no one else. I cut the wheel hard, and then there was nowhere else for my Jeep and I to go but down into the darkness below the cliff. Dun dun dun. Silence pierces my ears as the wind blew. It was accompanied by a piercing cold. Where am I? I can feel the light faintly pressing through my eyelids. I don't seem to be hurt. That much is clear to me because I didn't feel any pain in my body. No, perhaps I'm suffered an injury that doesn't cause pain? I slowly try to open my heavy eyelids. This is crazy, like all this writing, and it's like this is the fucking like intro cutscene. Out of season, snow is pouring on the town. Other than the sound of droplets of ice hitting the ground, there's nothing else to be heard. Silent Hill. That is what assuredly is written on the sign by the side of the road. Without realizing it, Cheryl and I have reached our destination. All my memories up to that point are gone. The wind blowing, and when I take a look next to me, I am shocked. The passenger door has been left open. Cheryl is nowhere to be seen. That's fucking terrifying, man. If you have a kid and it's like your kid's just fucking not there, terrifying. Silent Hill, this town, which should just be a resort area, appeared to have become just like a ghost town for some reason. Or maybe it was waiting for us to arrive. Or perhaps the town nestled up to us. So now I'm alone. Cheryl is not here. While I was sleeping, no, while I was knocked out, Cheryl opened the passenger door and stepped out alone into this tourist spot that's ruled by an unsettling silence. Then she left me to head somewhere. I tightly closed my jacket around my neck and set off on foot in search of Cheryl. I wonder what in the world would happen to her. Nothing makes any sense. The silence, out-of-season snow, and strangest of all, the entire town is wrapped in this thick fog. Okay, and since it's a visual novel, you actually get to pick some stuff. So I think there might be multiple endings to this game. It's kind of funny hearing this dialogue with Pumpkin Hill playing in the background, to be honest. Yeah, no, it's like, there's barely any, like, sound to this game. There's, like, light music, but it's, like, you barely hear it. It's on the GBA. So we just have Pumpkin Hill rocking. Cheryl's destination is, there is no one in this town. No, we gotta focus on Cheryl. I begin to run. Only the sounds of my footsteps echo in the surrounding. Just where in the world has Cheryl gone? Did someone lead her away? That'd be my first thought. Like, someone fucking stole my kid. Various concrete runs through my concerns run through my mind. Oh, there she was. Tat tat tat. Say onomatopoeia for footstep. Oh, okay. I was like reading that like Why is he thinking onomatopoeia for foot? No, it's just like, okay, that's the Japanese, like, footstep sound. Okay, cool. Cool. I suddenly get the feeling that I heard footsteps other than my own. I stop moving right away to check it out. Through the thick fog, I could see a figure that's about the size of a child. Cheryl! Without a thought, I cried out, and the figure didn't move at all. At that moment, I began moving slowly towards the figure. It started to run. I fiercely chased after the figure. That's definitely Cheryl, even though it is faint. I would not mistake someone else for Cheryl. However, no matter how much I run, I cannot catch up. Instead, the figure gradually is getting further away from me. The figure puts on speed as if it's gliding through the air. Ooh, that's creepy. That's creepy. The figure appears to be absorbed by the fog as it begins to disappear in order not to lose it. In order not to lose it, I run with all my strength, while keeping my vision centered on the figure. Then I've noticed I've come to an alley surrounded by buildings. I don't know how, but this is like cover that was placed over the sky, which had provided light until now. This area has been engulfed in darkness. From the darkness, I hear multiple footsteps coming this way. Ooh. I don't know who it is. I'll take a look. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know. I don't have anything with me that could be used as a weapon. Ooh, this is a good one. So, because like we lost Cheryl. We don't see her anymore. She's disappeared, and we hear multiple footsteps. So again, it's not just Cheryl now. It's like multiple. So I'm gonna go with option 2. I gotta get away, but I can't go back the way I came because that eerie presence is back there. I move further in. I can only move gradually through the narrow, pitch-black alley by feeling around with my hands. Oh, that's so fucking creepy. That is so scary, dude. But I only ended up reaching a dead end. Metal fence surrounded the area, and they are so high that I don't think I can climb over them. They are coming from behind. I stood ready. What are they? With beast-like rage, they have closed into right where I am. I'm assuming that's the sound they make. Ah! And then my vitality is sucked away by these strange-shaped monsters until I finally lose consciousness. I was kind of close. That kind of sounded like them. Sybil Bennett. She is a full-time police officer working in the neighborhood town of Barnes. There was no one else in the cafe other than her and Harry. She took a seat on the counter and waited for Harry to awaken. Oh! I love that fucking scene of him getting up. I don't know, just something about it just looks so cool. I suddenly awoke and there's a place. Where is this place? Why am I here? I was brought here by someone. There's no boundary between dream and reality, just confusion. That's a good line. Sounds like a song line. As I lay on the bench seat in the cafe, my eyes slowly begin to focus. The woman sitting at the counter stands and folds her arms as she walks over and looks down at me. Oh, it's Sybil! She's wearing a police uniform. The woman smiles a little bit as she appears to be relieved that I have regained consciousness. It looks like you come around. Who are you? I was talking to an unfamiliar woman. Sybil Bennett. I'm here because all communication with this town suddenly went dead, so I came to investigate. I'm Harry Mason. I brought my daughter to this town for some sightseeing, but on the way But on the way there was an accident and I lost consciousness. Oh yeah, Sybil? You haven't seen a little girl in this town, have you? A little girl? No, I haven't seen her. When I came to after the accident, my daughter was nowhere to be seen. The passenger door was open and she was gone. Cheryl. Oh, sorry, my daughter's name is Cheryl. She's a timid person, so it's hard to imagine that she'd head off into this weird town alone. Plus, I was there in the driver's seat, and since she gave me no warning, it just doesn't make sense. Are you familiar with this area? There's no sign of anyone. And what's going on with the snow at this time of year? Just what in the world has happened in this town? I said all this while breathing deeply. I'm afraid I don't know either. I still haven't seen anyone other than you. It's like the town has... The town is as silent as a graveyard. Left. I'm afraid I don't... Oh, I accidentally hit B, so I guess that redoes the line. Without even the means to contact any neighboring towns. I see. Oh, what are we, Shenmue now? What are we, Ryu? I see. You also had an accident, right? I thought it was a good idea to head to the police station in this town alone on my motorcycle. But I guess I was going a little too fast. A girl suddenly jumped down to the road, and I'm pretty sure it was a girl. I'm almost hit her. I cut the handlebars hard in order to avoid her. After that, I can barely remember a thing. When I came to, I was lying in the street in front of this cafe, so naturally I came in here to get out of the snow. And then when I found you sleeping there, I was having some kind of terrible dream. As for if I made it here on my own, I don't remember at all. Just what in the world has happened in this town? What's going on with everything? Well, the situation definitely is strange. I will head back to Brems for reinforcements, then return here. How about you? Sybil stood and fixed the collar with resolute fortitude. I've got to look for Cheryl. There's no way I can just leave her here alone. I see. Well, I'll give you this then. You never know what might happen under these circumstances. If you feel threatened, then pull the trigger without hesitating. This is actually really bad police work, by the way. Sybil should not have give Harry a gun. Like, at all. Because, like, at no point in that conversation did he mention, like, oh, I know how to use firearms. But, like, her just handed, like, okay, just pull the trigger. Thanks. I hope I don't have to use it. I'm no good with, no, we're taking the goddamn gun. Having never handled a handgun before, I'm surprised by how heavy it is. But you will be alright. I'm not... Okay, I'll wait for it to... Okay, there we go. I'm not like the average girls around here. I have undergone proper training. Sybil placed her hand on the exit door, but then turns and faced me again. Harry, don't go shooting me by mistake or anything. I haven't had any training on how to stop bullets. She smiled after saying that, then disappeared into the thick fog. See, that's kind of funny, because you actually do end up fighting Sybil at, later in the game. She gets, like, possessed. I know you can save her. I don't remember how you save her. Where, like, if saving her, it's like you have to do something before you fight her, so you don't fight her. Or I think during the fight you have to use an item that'll knock her out. And then, like, she won't be dead for the ending of the game. For real, giving him the gun and tell him to shoot if he feels suddenly threatened. You know? Things were just different back then, man. This game takes place in, like, the fucking 90s. Life was just different. After being left alone in the cafe, I gazed at the handgun Sybil gave me for a little while, and then I thought about Cheryl, who has disappeared in this town. The figure I saw in the fog, that was definitely Cheryl, but she didn't answer my calls, and she was quite possibly moving away from me. I don't understand. I'm getting a bit mixed up. Still, there's one thing I know for sure, that Cheryl has vanished in this town. And all I can do is look for her. I may not have any knowledge of the surroundings or any clue, but I won't find Cheryl if I stay here. I stood up energetically and placed my hands on the door to the cafe. On the cafe door. Okay, I guess that's the radio sound. Something's making noise. No, it's somewhere inside the cafe. I walk in the direction of the noise it's coming from, and then I picked up the source of the noise, a radio. That is like the fucking most like realistic radio picture I've ever seen. At the moment, the window glass shattered. That picture was like, they were like, fuck, we don't have a picture of a radio. And then they were like, fuck it. And they just took like, got like a mini radio that someone had like in the office and just took a picture of it on the desk and like, throw that in the fucking game. Because I'm pretty sure that's not what the radio looks like in the game. At the moment, the window glass shattered with a thunder and a giant bird-like creature flew into the cafe. Oh, I'm glad they included the pterodactyl. It's not a bird, it's a creature with reddish brown skin that looks as if it's been burned. It is belligerent, pale green eyes. It's clear that my life is in danger. Hide under the table. Ready the handgun in my inexperienced hands. We're gonna need to get some experience with this handgun. Now we're gonna save bullets. We're gonna get the fuck out of there. Outside, I can't move about so well. However, almost as if reading my mind, it moves to the only door in or out of the cafe, blocking my route. I can't escape. Then right as I think maybe it's pulled far back and swung down at me, just missing my neck. I barely avoid death, but in the process, I ended up falling backwards. However, I didn't let go of the gun. Wing, if I can destroy the wing, it won't be able to move. I can finish it at my leisure. Oh, nice job, Harry. You're a shooter, Harry. My one shot hits the wing, blasting a hole through it, and the creature loses altitude and then falls to the floor. We gotta stomp it. Waste a bullet. I crush it with the thick sole of my shoe many times as its strange creature cries die out, and the dark red stain spreads out on the floor. What the hell? This is not a dream. What's happening to this place? The only sound of my fist hitting the table echoes in the cafe. At my feet, still warm corpse of the creature that lies at the center of a pool of oddly colored liquid. I guess they gotta like censor out the blood. After leaving the cafe, I decided to first head towards the alley from before. Black figures fly about in the heavens as if searching for prey. I came to a realization a constant. The static on the radio changes based on their movements. The closer I come to the monster, the louder the static gets, and my sight is hindered by the fog. And on top of that, the weather's so bad that snow is falling. So this is extremely important information. I run through the snow that appeared to have no intentions of stopping, increasing my speed each time the static comes to the... I proceeded through the fog. The fog, following the thin thread of my memory, finally arrived at the alley from before. The evil atmosphere has disappeared and the light pours in along with the snow from in between the buildings. I move onto the alley. It's a dead end after a bit. At the end of the alley, I see a familiar sketchbook. It appears to have been thrown away. The likeness of me that Cheryl drew is on the cover. The sketchbook. This is definitely Cheryl's. Sketchbook opens. I try opening it. Inside, the following is written in red ink. To school. Along Levin Street, I slipped through the back door of a house that had a dog house, and oh, I remember the dog house. There's no dog here, as like a dog fucking like attacks the fuck out of you. That's a funny meme. Then a dog house, then headed for the school. The surrounding gradually filled with darkness. The only flashlight on my chest illuminates the strange street. I pass the entrance of the elementary school grounds. While I open the door that leads into the school building, I see even more darkness is waiting for me on the inside. Is it possible that Cheryl scribbles the letters to school? I can't be sure whether Cheryl is here or not. It's just that I haven't a clue other than that sketchbook. Not gonna lie, the person who owns that sketchbook needs to improve on shading. Yeah, you know, Cheryl needs some little bit more practice, you know? She ain't gonna cut it in the art world with that skill. She's also probably like 6. But she's not good. She's a bad bad art level is bad for a 6-year-old. Okay, anyway, we're back to reading. A guide map to the school has been tacked to the side of the wall of the entrance with a rusty thumbtack. After removing the map from the wall, I place it in my pocket and push open the heavy door that leads into the interior of the school building. See, like, this is interesting, because, like, how are you going to do the level? You know, because, like, a lot of Silent Hill is just, like, you get the map, like, you go to a new area, you get a map for it, you try, like, every fucking door, and then, like, you just slowly kind of figure out, like, what to do. It's like, I wonder how they're going to do that in, like, a visual novel-esque. But we'll find out. My footsteps and the creaking of the hallway, they sound like screams as their reverberation rocks my eardrum. I have been walking carefully, step by step, but without realizing it, I have begun to run. There's no sign of anyone. The silent innards of the school building are dark, and with only the flashlight on my chest, it is impossible for me to see any of the details. Cheryl doesn't have a flashlight, so if she came here and got lost, she probably wouldn't even be able to walk around. Since I have my flashlight turned on, she should be able to notice me easily. At least I have modest hope. That is true. See, that's another thing, because, like, I think there's another game. Like, if you're ever in a horror situation where you're in, like, a fucking dangerous place and it's dark, and you see a small child, like, running around, like, without a care in the world, that child is evil. There's no, like, if and buts about it. Like, that's just an evil kid. Then I noticed that I've come up to the entrance of the music room. I place my hand on the heavy door. When I open the door, it's the fucking piano from Mario 64. When I open the door, I see that the inside of the room is large, and there's a grand piano placed in its center. As I sit on the chair of the piano, I'm shocked. The seat is still warm, as if someone has been sitting here just a few minutes before. Cheryl's smiles run through the back of my mind. Cheryl often played the cheap upright piano in our home. It had become a nice background music when I was working. Perhaps Cheryl came here to the music room? I gently opened the cover of the piano, and I noticed that there is a red mix among the black and white keys. I tried touching the liquid. Has a lukewarm feel. It's still holding heat. This is definitely blood. My heart pounds in my chest like an alarm bell. The large amount of blood spilled on the keys, as if it's Cheryl's blood, then there may no longer be alive. Ooh, that's scary. I actually don't even need my headphones on. I can barely hear the thing. I wipe the stain off my hands onto my jeans, stand, and then leave the music room. Aren't you supposed to play the keys? Or that's Resident Evil. I think that's Resident Evil. At the same time, I closed the door. I heard someone scream. Maybe it was just my imagination. I walked down the hallway. The steely mixture of snow pounds hard against the window facing the courtyard. I take a look through the window down at the dark courtyard. The not so large courtyard is dotted with areas in which withered plants are growing. In addition to that old clock tower, faintly visible from there, I cannot determine what time the clock is pointing to. Wait, something appears to be wriggling in the darkness. An animal? No. It's dark and I can't see so well, but it's slowly moving on two legs. It appears to be searching for prey. About radio static. At the moment the radio I had clipped onto my chest suddenly begins making noises. As I return to the hallway, a sharp pain ran through my thigh. Ooh, the little monster things. When I look down, I see the tip of those long claws are piercing my thigh. Those oddly shaped monsters that posed like they wanted to hug me, then have gathered around my waist that they are about to bite me. Instantly push the monster away with my hands. Ready the handgun and fire. I know you like push him away in the game. You're like, Not shoot him in the fucking head. And fire at the monster. Ow, I hit it, but as long as my right hand, I pushed head, force, knocked it away. It then tottered and fell down on its face. That's when I noticed that I readied the gun. Oh, when I've been bit. Okay, I readied the gun, fixed my aim on their heads, and pulled the trigger with my trembling index finger. I continue to shoot each one of them appears. Okay, I continue to shoot as each one of them appears. The smoke from the gun powder began to fill the air around me, so I placed one hand over my mouth. Even after the noise from the radio had stopped, I could only stand there paralyzed in utter amazement among their corpses. Is Cheryl all right? She shouldn't have been carrying anything that could be used as a weapon. I begin running. I can't just stand around. There is not a moment to lose. Cheryl is waiting for me. Wait a minute. Suddenly my vision became hazy or something. I rubbed my eyes. When I look back, I see all these bodies of the monsters have unexpectedly vanished. What? Was I hallucinating or something? I pulled the guide map out of my inner pocket and shined the flashlight on it. Then I confirmed that there is a boiler room located in the basement. My feet naturally take me there. See, it's been so long since I've played Silent Hill. I don't remember if this is like the route you take in the normal game. Like you go to the music room, then the boiler room. Now you go to the locker room at one point. Nah, he's the real monster. They just wanted a hug, you know? They hugged him so hard, like they like stabbed his thigh, but like they're just real passionate huggers, man. All right, I descend the stairs to the basement, taking one step at a time, a school building without lights. As I move forward, I'm beset on all sides by absolute darkness. As I head towards new fear and new enemies, my feet have no intention of stopping their advance. But oddly enough, I don't have the sense of justice. I just want to make sure that Cheryl is safe. To catch her in my arms, that's my only goal. See, this is cool because, like, playing this, you're actually, like, hearing what's in, like, Harry's head, which is something you don't get, like, in the game because, like, you don't hear his thoughts. So this is a pretty cool, like, take on the first Silent Hill game. The boiler is not running. If I simply press the switch in front of me, then the eerie machine should begin to operate. However, I just stand still. I try pushing the switch, but the boiler doesn't do anything at all. So I try opening the switchboard cover below the switch. It appears that I must somehow supply power from the main power supply to the boiler. The power supply is on the right. From the left of the switchboard, a thick pipe extends out and is connected to the boiler. Oh fuck, do I actually have to do a puzzle? Okay. Okay, now. Okay. Oh, ooh, we actually have to do puzzles. Fuck. I actually don't. Okay, I think we need one here. Here, like, how many do I get? Okay, I get 5. So if we put one, like, say here, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. No, I'll know. I actually don't get this puzzle. Okay, so like they have 2 arrows, like they're kind of pointing to like the left. So do I work from right to left? And it's like, what's the goal? To... Okay, so okay, we do have to work from like right to left. Hey, Eleanor doesn't do anything. Huh. You got any thoughts, Sir Hedgelord? Like, because I'm actually not quite sure on what they want us to do here. Because I'm assuming, like, because there's like a line here on this one that leads to the gear, and there's a line here that leads to a gear. So like those touch, and on this one, that line leads to this gear, and then this line leads to this gear. So do I have to... But like I don't have, because like this one, and then it goes up to that one, and I guess that one goes down to that one, and then this one goes up and up. Okay, we did it. I did it. Okay, never mind. I figured it out. Got it. That was a weird puzzle. I have an instinctive feeling that by pushing the switch, something outrageous may happen. Although at the same time, I also notice that my daughter Cheryl's screams runs through my heart like a sense of duty that makes me feel like I must push the switch. I slowly push the switch in. The entire school building shudders as if there were a giant ship. That's cool. That's a cool visual. Giant ship. The entire elementary school building appeared as if it has been swallowed by Cheryl's heart as she stands alone in the darkness. I understand that I must do something to the courtyard. I must do something to the courtyard, the softly whispered to me. Oh, I guess we're at the courtyard. The clock tower looked to be about tall enough to reach the third floor of the school. It's at its base. There's a small door. About a little bit. I can't. Okay, what is this? As its base, there's a small door, about big enough for an adult to enter, while bent down. The door solemnly opens after opening. After opening, the door seems to beckon the one standing in front of it to enter with an irresistible mental energy. I cannot resist that power. As I entered, the door closed with a hopeless thunder. Yeah, this is a big brain time. Yeah, no, I guessed at that puzzle, but I guessed right, you know? Inside the clock tower, a physiologically loathsome stench hung in the air. However, the smile of my beloved daughter in my heart lessens my unease and lets me forget my fear, if even for a moment. Reassured, I placed my foot on the ladder leading underground with my greatest motive, calling love. The inside finally became a small passage about large enough for an adult. I ran, trusting that I would see her smile ahead. I ran forward, stomping on the concrete stained with the smell of death. Once I climbed the ladder at the end of the tunnel, there will be no going back. I muttered Cheryl's name one more time. The depressing sounds of the door closing echoed through the courtyard. Where am I? A raw, warm, breezy brush past my cheeks. The view let me know that This is like a completely different world. Oh, okay, so we went to the other world. That's where we're at now. Was just in, once again, I think, where am I descended the small stairs leading away from the clock tower and became even more convinced an extremely religious looking design has been drawn in the center of the courtyard with a large double circle. A triangle has been placed, and within that a strange pattern that looks like hieroglyphs is drawn. That looks very dangerously close to Bill Cipher. I don't remember this being here before, I muttered. This is definitely the school I was just in. The placement of the trees and the construction of the building. However, an overpowering feeling of nausea rises up throughout my body. I feel a revolting, horrible smell. That's the stench of cutting into rotten meat. Ugh. Thickly wafts through the air and is nearly visible to the eye. I began to run. I can no longer bear to stay in this spot. By the time I placed my hands on that door leading inside the school building, I no longer have the strength left to tell how long I was running. Maybe it was only for an instant. Yep, we're definitely in Silent Hill now. Oh my god, you're in the Nightmare Realm. Yeah, no, we're in a bad place right now. This ain't good. The old school building has dramatically changed. Metal grated floors, blood-covered walls, corpse-like puppets hanging everywhere. It's like a nightmarish scene in which everything is isolated from the real world. In spite of that, I run. I'm searching for Cheryl. The unpleasant metallic sounds of my footsteps resonate throughout the inside of the school. And then I open the door to the teacher's room. Perhaps the door is not installed correctly, as it took me several forceful tries to force it open. Okay, at least they addressed my problem with Silent Hill, because Silent Hill has a thing where they say oh, the door is shut tight. It's like, how the fuck do you shut a door tightly? But I guess you need to be in the other world for that to work. Once I enter the room, I am shocked. This desk are strewn about, and a raw, rotten stench rules the room. I call the police to get help. I call home where no one should be. I feel like I should call home. That seems like the right answer here. Knowing why is all my home number, there was no one that should be. There's a chance Cheryl has already returned home with Berta. Onomatopoeia for ringing. The phone's ringing, the mechanical, electrical sounds repeat over and over, then all of a sudden it stops. Hello? The voice of a man I did not know escapes from the receiver. Hello? Who is this? From the receiver, I hear a gasp. Click. Ooh. Phone went dead. I stood bewildered for a bit with a receiver pressed against my ear. There's a man in my house where no one should be. A man I don't know. I gently hung up the receiver. That's fucking creepy, dude. God. I gently hung up the receiver for a bit. I'm captivated by that blue telephone. I began to leave the room. Okay. My heart rapidly contracts. The mechanical bell sound echoed through the room. I nervously approached the telephone. Again, picked up the receiver. Daddy, help me. Ooh, it's Cheryl. There's no mistaking it. I pressed the receiver against my ear. Daddy, where are you? Cheryl. Is this Cheryl? At the moment, Cheryl's voice is replaced with a Busy signal. I knew it. I think Cheryl is here. That's fucking scary, dude. So fucking scary. Being located at a residential area, many children probably come to this school. In the interiors of the elementary school is larger than I imagined. Including the classrooms, there are a lot of rooms, so locating Cheryl will be extremely difficult. If Cheryl wasn't brought here by someone, instead came here on her own free will, then perhaps she might be in that one room. I spin around, run to the stairs at the end of the hall, and then sprint up them. I come to the library and my eyes are drawn to an open book here. It was... Oh, do we get to, like, actually change it? Let's say a children's book. That makes sense. I pick up the book. I see an abstract illustration of a youth carrying a bow and arrow on its cover. Someone has been reading this book. I began reading the book from beginning of the page it left open in a quiet voice. Hearing this, the hunter aimed with bow and arrow. I will kill the lizard. But upon meeting his opponent, he held back, taunting. Who's afraid of a reptile? At this, the furious lizard hissed. I'll swallow you up in a single bite. Then the huge creature attacked, jaws open wide. This was what the man wanted. Calmly drawing his bow, he shot into the lizard's gaping mouth effortlessly. The arrow flew, piercing the defenseless maw. The lizard fell down dead. Nice headshot. Nice mouth shot. This is from an old fairy tale. I remember reading it as a kid. As I said this, I take a step back as if I've realized something. Wait, I think I became gripped with the sense that my actions have been controlled by someone this entire time. Coming to this library, seeing this specific page in the open book, even whatever it is that I must do now, it's a decision that is out of my hands. Is he realizing he's like a video game character? That'd be fucking cool. Everything that has been happened to me is in someone's hands. I have gradually come to the understanding this. Even still, I probably cannot determine my own course. Wow, it's like he became like sentient, like he realized he's in a video game. I accept the direction of the unseen ones to whom I must obey in order to find Cheryl. There's no other alternative. I now know where it is I need to go. That is so fucking cool. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, why haven't they done a Silent Hill game where, like, they incorporate the player, like, you playing and, like, controlling the characters, is like, they realize, like, oh, I'm being controlled? Oh, that'd be so cool. As I journey there, I walked firmly, stepping forward, one step at a time. I descend a staircase from which uncomfortably warm air flows and find an elevator at its base that invites me to descend even further as its doors slowly open. Once I enter, its doors close, and the next moment, with a rusty clunk sound, the elevator begins to descend at a high rate of speed. Just how far down is it going? All I can do is go with the flow. Oh, this is the first boss. I think this might be the first boss. Gradually, the elevator and I envelop a hot, humid air. The elevator stops at the steps of a door open beyond the short passage of a drizzling light emit from a small room which has been waiting for my arrival. At the center of fire of hell burned. In the center of the fires of hell burned, and everything made. Looks like this room was meant for prayers? And then it slowly moved around the room, the enormous scorn from which flames and ash rose. A lizard looks to have suddenly mutated. Its outer shell is mucus membrane type. Oh, it's mucus membrane type. It just stares at me, and with surprisingly comfortable speed, it looks for a chance to attack. Fire a gun at its large body. I'm no match for this enemy with the weapons I'm carrying. Running is the best bet. I'm going to say, because we read the book about the lizard, we're going to run, wait for its mouth to open, then we're going to fire. I was overwhelmed by its size. I got to escape. I don't stand a chance with the feeble weapons in my pocket. I look for an escape route. However, the entrance I came through is now closed by a thick, solid metal fence without any opening which I could slide through. I cannot escape. At the moment, I was suddenly awakened. In the library. That book that I picked up long ago, it's connected. Its contents run through my head while call its passage effortlessly. Yeah. All I can do now is draw my opponent closer. Each bullet that hits its body only seems to increase its strength. I'm running. My entire body is soaked in sweat. The heat from the flames and the large amount of perspiration are working together to rob me of my emotional strength. And then my feet finally get tangled up and I fall to the bone-dry floor with a thud. My supply of bullets is running out. This is my limit. I turn around. Enormous mouth is about 4 meters. I'm glad he had time to measure it. And open all directions. It was only for an instant, but I thought of that passage again. I'll stop its movement by fire in its mouth. No longer hesitate. I redeaded the gun and calmly as possible aimed inside the mouth and quickly pulled the trigger. Over and over and over. Sounds of the gun rang out from the weapon from as long as I had ammunition. And then I lost consciousness. Oh, we killed the first boss. Look at that. Alright, guys. So we did hit an hour. I had a lot of fun reading through this little story game. But I think we're going to stop the stream here. But this game was actually really cool. It was like a really cool, like, different take on Silent Hill 1. So I thought it was pretty cool. I liked how, like, that whole part where, like, Harry's like, I'm being controlled by someone. I'm not in, like, control of my own actions. And it's just like, is he talking about, like, me playing the game? Like, that's so cool. That's so, like, Silent Hill-y. But yeah, no, that was really cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Halloween special. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by, Sir Hedgelord. I hope you enjoyed it. Always appreciate your company when I do these streams. But yeah, so happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back next Friday if you want to catch me again. We'll be playing Backlog Battle, where we're playing Raw Danger, and also stream Mondays as well. I'm playing Avatar Burning Earth, the PlayStation 2 on Mondays right now, so if you want to catch that, very fun game. Oh, well, all right then. Later, Shin. Happy Halloween to you, and happy Halloween to you too, Sir Hedgelord. And thank you, anyone who watched the stream, not live or later. Thank you guys for watching. So I'm gonna end the stream here, and I'll be back Friday. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And